Chapter 1, Mishnah 4. There are 6 categories of tsaras. 1. Tsaras that appears on ordinary skin. 2. Tsaras that appears on a boil or wound or inflammation in the skin that has started to heal, called shechin, or on a burn that has started to heal, called mikvah. 3. Tsaras that appears in an area in the head or beard that is missing hair, but the hair will eventually grow back. This type of nega is called nesek. 4. Tsaras that appears on a normal bald spot on the head whose hair will not grow back. This tsaras can be either on the back of the head, called karachas, or on the front part of the head, called gabachas. 5. Tsaras that appears on clothing. 6. Tsaras that appears on houses. Each of these types of tsaras becomes tameh with certain colors. The Mishnah now calculates the number of colors that cause tuma of tsaras. We now turn to the words of the Mishnah. Rabbi Hanina, the administrator of the Kohanim, says there are 16 colors of Negaim. 3 types of tsaras. Tsaras of ordinary skin, tsaras of a boil or burn, and tsaras of a normal bald spot. Can be any of the 4 shades of white listed in Mishnah 1. Thus, these are 12 colors that can cause tumas tsaras. In addition, tsaras of clothing and of houses each come in 2 colors, dark red and dark green. This adds another 4 colors, for a total of 16. The next Tana gives a different number. Rabbi Dosa ben Harkinas says there are 36 colors of Negaim. The 3 types of tsaras of a person mentioned above, tsaras of ordinary skin, of a boil or burn, and of a normal bald spot, each come in 8 colors, not just 4. These are the 4 shades of white mentioned in Mishnah 1, plus the mixed color version of each of these colors, as taught in Mishnah 2. These add up to 24 colors that cause tumas tsaras. In addition, there is another type of tsaras of a person, the nesek, which also comes in the 8 colors just mentioned. Thus, there are 32 colors that cause tsaras of a person. In addition to these, there are the 4 colors of tsaras of clothing and of houses, which bring the total to 36. A third opinion. Akavya ben Mehalalel says there are 72 colors of Negaim. Each of the 36 colors mentioned by Rabbi Dosa ben Harkinas is counted twice. Once for when the Kohen examines the nega for the first time, and once for when he examines it after the person with the nega has been confined. The Mishnah now deals with a new subject. It teaches that a Kohen should not examine tsaras on certain days of the week. Rabbi Hanina, the administrator of the Kohanim, says a Kohen may not examine Negaim for the first time on Sunday. This is because if the Kohen will decide that the person with the nega must be confined, the 7th day of the confinement will fall out on Shabbos, and it is forbidden to examine Negaim on Shabbos. Thus, the Kohen will not be able to check the nega on the 7th day as he is supposed to. Similarly, the Kohen should not examine the nega for the first time on Monday, because if the person with the nega will be confined for 2 weeks, the last day of the 2nd week will fall out on Shabbos, and the Kohen will be unable to examine the nega on that day as he is supposed to, since it is forbidden to examine Negaim on Shabbos. The Kohen should also not examine the nega of a house for the first time on Tuesday, because the nega might be confined for 3 weeks, and the last day of the 3rd week will fall out on Shabbos, when examining a nega is forbidden. Thus, the Kohen will be unable to examine the nega on the last day of the 3rd week, which is the proper time for examining it. The next Tana disagrees. Rabbi Akiva says the Kohen examines the nega at any time, even on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. And if the 7th day of confinement falls out on Shabbos, we postpone checking it again until after Shabbos. Rabbi Akiva concludes, in this matter, there are cases in which a leniency will result and cases in which a strict law will result. That is, the fact that the examination is pushed off until after Shabbos will in some cases make the person tahor or a confined mitzorah, whose tumah is less strict than a confirmed mitzorah, but in other cases will make him a confirmed mitzorah. This will be explained at length in the following 2 Mishnahs.